Regards, hi, my name is Sofia Elena Barros Cadena. The phase number 5, Meaningful Experience Video, Course Testing and Evaluation. Let's continue introduction. When mentioning and describing the pedagogical practice carried out by trained teacher, it also highlights those experiences that took place and that could be used during the time of this academic and formation process, highlighting the company and supervision of the accompanying teacher who was always delegating various functions in the preparation of classes, writing and didactic materials, and was also motivating for the preparation of other complementary activities and annexes to the classes taught. The development of this practice inside the classroom and they carried out sometimes in some environment outside the classroom was of great significance in the development of teacher learning, since through each of the activities proposed and applied to the different academic levels or grades. In this way, it was possible to experience various ways of teaching through current flexible and technological techniques. It is worth highlighting in the development of my pedagogical practice of the learning acquired, characterizing the set of strategies and methods and techniques that I was able to experience in the different sessions or classes conducted and that was prepared with dedication, taking into account the level of each group of students whom I had the privilege of directing in some class and activities were very useful both for the student population and for the development of meaningful learning in my teaching experience. Let's continue. Meditating on the above mentioned, it is important to highlight the relationship between teacher and student was of great value and a significant experience because having shared with each of the students of the different levels in the fifth grade of elementary school. This was rewarding because I remember the way in which students responded to the activities, especially in the performance of interactive activities, group activities, and collaborative activities, where each one had to perform a function but supported by his partner to obtain a satisfactory result in terms of learning English at the different dynamic activities. Okay, I can see the picture, a grade 5B activity in class. The experience life in this grade really stand out because most of students are emphatic in learning of the English language. Let's continue. The objectives. To equip a student interested in learning a second language in a didactic way. Motivate students to explore the different ways of learning English in a fun way through dynamic and interactive, current and effective activities. Number 3, develop material for face-to-face environment but supported using technology and didactic manual implements that could help students learning a magnificent way. Okay, analyzing the previous objectives, it is also good to highlight that the students were able to experience a new socialization techniques within the classroom and complement what they learned with the practice and interaction among classmates and between teacher and students. It's very important. The activities carried out by students were mostly working on in class with an intention of correcting errors and developing material appropriate to the level of each student in which they could awaken the four English skills. And let's continue with my experience. And one experience that I remember the most is when the student of fifth grades A and B joined together to perform some dramatization to reinforce some topics the English class which they had already seen. This was done in the Cultural Week, applying to topic of natural science, the terrestrial biomes and amphibians. In this activity, the students in groups represented an environment chosen for biomes and another for amphibians. I remember too that costume allusive of the different animals that live in each environment were placed. The students gathered in groups of three, and this way they were able to identify, name, and describe the animals and different terrestrial environment that exist, as well as the environments where amphibians live and the general characteristic of each one of them. Okay, in this activity, everyone worked collaboratively. And days before the presentation, we were able to practice several times, reviewing the vocabulary and orally practicing the dialogues that were going to be presented in the drama. Everything was excellent and the results were satisfactory. The students of grade 5th A and 5th B were very happy with their participation. General comments. It is important to add that during the whole process in my internship, I was able to experiment with some innovative methods with the student using various technological materials such as virtual worksheets, which we use through video viewing, and each student could take turn and perform a series of exercises such as word search, joining with a line, completing the corresponding letters, sing song with karaoke, among other activities. What in expectation teacher and students. Okay. Finally, I can say that the teacher internship process was very enriching for me, both academic part of teaching as well, the learning I had during at the time activities and for all significant teacher-student experiences, which I will always keep in mind as a part of professional training process. Thank you very much.